Hey there, this is Jeff Hansen coming to you today from Northern California
And this is Arvin Predis coming to you from Los Angeles, California.
with our roughly 10-minute update on tips and tricks for being a successful agent. Honestly, I've had a very busy day, but I always look forward to our little video here, Arvin.
I think a lot of people find it really helpful, and I look forward to doing them.
Yeah, for sure. Click on the subscribe and like and share it with a friend. Together, Arvin and I have a combined 40 years of full-time real estate experience, and we're here to help inspire and learn from others. So you want to get us started today, Arvin?
Yeah, let's do it. The question or the topic is when you have a listing, actually, you know what? Forget it. When you don't, just when someone calls you because you have some online marketing going, whether you have a listing or not, and they say, Jeff, I'd like you to meet me at this property because I'd like to check it out in person.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show it today? Can you show it at 4:30 today? How do you handle that?
Well, we're recording this at 4:30, so I would say no because I'm doing a video. But let me make sure I understand your topic. The topic is someone calls, they want to see a listing. It could
Someone
be
calls you out of the
yours,
blue.
could be, yeah, the totally cold. So I've changed over the years. I used to, when I started, maybe like, sure. And then for many years, I was like, absolutely not. We have to meet in first, have a consultation, have them hire me as an agent, and then we'll go look at properties. So I've changed that a little bit for a few reasons. One, I've seen other agents have had success meeting people. So I would say yes, with some qualifications. One, they are open to having a little bit of a conversation. Um, and some questions I would want to ask them are you committed to working with an agent? And even a better question than that is that, yeah, so if this is the right house, do you have another agent that would write up the offer, or are you open to securing an agent? It's a little bit different if it's my own listing and I can tell that they're someone that's just getting the listing agent to see. Then I'm kind of less excited about it. However, I also kind of owe it to the seller to try and get people in to see it too, right? To market the
Right.
listing. But if they seem open to conversation, they seem normal. I mean, some people on the phone, you can just tell they're just whacked out and like, I don't want to get involved in what's going on with them. And also, another thing is I've had some sellers where they're like, they really don't want me to double end it. So I would tell them I can't, but I can refer you to someone else possibly. But if they seem relatively normal, they're not totally committed to an agent. They seem like they're not necessarily approved, but they've talked to a lender at least, and they seem for real. Then I would. Now it depends on how far away it is too. Like if you take an out of area listing, you probably don't want to drive an hour, maybe to meet someone, that sort of thing. But and so it's not just a yes or no. It's yes with qualifications, strong qualifications, and that's my relatively short answer. How about you, Arvin?
Well, I think that there's because of just some of these stories that have come out in the past, gosh, maybe within the last 5 years or so. You hear about a couple stories where an agent went to go show a property somewhere, it's always somewhere in the Midwest or the South. And all of a sudden, that agent disappears, or their body's found in a trunk of a car or something. And I think that's made it even more important for everybody, but more really for females who are realtors out there to really have them have a conversation with them, maybe meet with them on somewhere in public with a lot of people around to have that initial consultation. Um and yeah, ask all those questions that kind of really see if they really are in the market to buy a place, or if they're just kind of just trying to waste time and trying to waste your time and just see a place because they were just driving by or something. But I guess you never really know the level of motivation and qualification of someone is until you ask those questions, if they've connected with a lender, if they've even written any offers yet, or what caught their eye about this place, or just all those. There's so many questions you can ask. But yeah, if you're able to meet with them at at your office or at a coffee shop, I think that's ideal to do that first. But if you do get a good vibe and they seem normal, then yeah, why not meet them at the property and talk to them get to know them as you're going through the home and showing them, the different parts of the home and things like that.
Yeah, great point. I'm thinking for myself as a, like not totally elderly male, but for security for sure. And everybody should do this, but certainly if I'm thinking of myself for the general
Mm-hmm.
audience, any female I would say would want to think twice a little bit about it. At a minimum, what everybody should do, and you can even tell them too, is give their information to someone, right? Your spouse, someone in the office, to say, hey, I'm going to meet someone cold at this address. Here is their phone number and their name. The other thing I would do is look up their info. So if you use a service like Spokio, you can look up their phone number and see if it matches. I would always
Mm-hmm.
do that anyway, just see, is this really the person that they say they are? Text them to confirm and say, like, if I was a female, I think what I might, even if I was going to meet them there, what I might do is say, yeah, I'll be there together with someone else potentially, or go with someone else, right? Go together. I think as a female, I'd be risk averse to meeting someone cold for sure, especially if it's way out somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, take a picture of their car or something. And if that's the case too, I would just stay towards the front of the house, like at the entrance to the house, and say, okay, go ahead and take a look through. I'll wait here, and we can answer questions when you get out. Don't let them get between you and the door. Would be
Yeah.
now for anybody. It's a super small percent of all showings where something like that happens, especially now where so many people have a monitoring device at
Cameras.
the home. They have
Yeah.
video in the home. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some of the stories I've heard about that are like rural areas where it seems like maybe, and it's been a while too, where maybe they don't have the same security. But the other thing is good to carry mace
Oh yeah.
for anybody.
Good.
Good idea to
Yeah.
carry mace. I didn't see this going down the road for security, but it is certainly a security issue. I tend to think more of just efficiency, but mace is good for crazy dogs that come at you from the neighbor,
Yeah.
from that house, or different things, and crazy people. Now, separate, so you say take safety precautions and definitely, have a buddy system where you tell someone where you are and where you're going to be and what time. And if you don't hear from me, call back or meet me there or something. Um, but I think things have changed in the last number of years as well. People kind of look at less homes, and a lot of times when people ask about this, it is with some urgency. You're looking at offers
Yeah.
in a few days. I want to get out there. It's not going to, for them, it may not work to say, well, let's first meet up in person and then we'll talk about what you're looking to do. And that's what I worked on, converting people for a long time. But I was turned around by one super successful agent I know in the Sacramento area who would just meet people there and say, yeah, we want to see a house. Let's go meet there. Let's see, develop rapport there. It's kind of like a, open house or something.
Yeah.
You could also make it a little open house, like get there a few minutes early, if it's your listing, put a sign out front and see who else shows up, right?
Yeah.
That actually would help with
Yeah.
security because they're aware someone else might pop in anytime.
Yeah. I don't think I've directly worked or helped someone with an actual purchase from someone that has called me saying, "Hey, are you available to show me this place later today?" And not really have a whole formal meeting or consultation or anything like that. I've had friends and other realtors that I've talked to where it has worked for them once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, odds are of them liking that place for they're either not as motivated, but or they just notice something about the home that they're just like, you know what, this isn't gonna work. Thanks for your time though. I'll see you later. You
Right.
know?
Or their strategy is just go to the listing agent. And then if they do like it, want to get a discount for representing both parties. That's really common. So I'm saying I've evolved
Yeah.
over the years so it's a huge grain of salt. For someone that was very new, I would generally not recommend doing that because your chance of converting is even lower, and say, well, why don't we get together? And the strategy there would be, um, which is the ideal is not just to meet people cold at home, but the strategy there is you share with the person on the phone. Oh, you know what? I may be able to save you time and maybe show you something else that fits your needs as well, rather than calling randomly. How about if we meet up for just a few minutes and find out what you're looking to do, and maybe I can save you some time and energy, and um, you know maybe this isn't even the right fit for you, right? And maybe I have something else, or we have something else coming on the market soon, or a company has a coming soon listing, or there's just another listing around the corner that might even serve your needs better. We can see that at the same time, save you a little time and energy.
Yeah.
And what happens with that is lots of people say, "Oh, I'm just so busy," right? "Oh, I don't have time to meet up," right?
Hmm.
But of course, they're wasting. We know that they're typically wasting their time going to random homes without someone consulting with them on what the right fit is. The other thing is a
Yeah.
lot of listings. Here's the other thing. It's situational a little bit too, because a lot of listings are open on the weekends. So if it's open on the weekend, they could just come then, right? And if
Yeah.
it's someone that says, "Well, I don't want to. I got to see it today. I can't wait 2 days until Saturday," then you
Right.
kind of wonder, like, what's the huge rush, right? So I honestly, I kind of judge based on the person. So for me, it's a little bit, I'm saying sometimes, but it's a little more rare. There are more times than not where I say it's not. Oftentimes people just call cold. I realize over the phone, this is probably not someone that I want to engage in a business relationship, and encourage them to just come through the open house or something else like that, you know?
Yeah, it's something that I think you as an agent over time decide how you want to handle these situations, because if you are on the newer side, you're going to want to be able to meet as many people in person as possible. You're going to want to try to make as many contacts as possible. And you have this mentality of you never know what one person is going to lead to, right?
Yeah,
But
there's a
you also,
desperation in a new agent.
yeah, but you also want to make sure that you're, yeah, like you said, being efficient with your time. And some of these people, they just want you to, as a key to open up a door, you know?
Well, the other thing that's really a bummer is to go to a listing and then people just don't show up, or they're a half hour late, right? This is someone you've never
Yeah.
met, right? There's no, so it's a big waste of time, you know. And
Yeah.
that could happen even if you set up a separate appointment to meet them at Starbucks or your office, but maybe it's not as far away, or you haven't, gotten there early and turned the lights on and everything. Um, but you're looking for the people that are, that are qualified, ready, willing, and able. And the other thing, like I said right at the beginning, is open. People that seem generally open. A lot of people are called cold. You can just tell they're like kind of dictating. Well, I'm really busy. I got to go there today. Can you show me today or not?
Yeah.
So whenever I get that kind of energy, that's
Yeah, that is weird. I
no.
wonder, that is so funny that a lot of them have that same tone. I got to get in right now today. Hey, are you available to get me in, like that, this hurriedness and kind of like high volume. I'm gonna force my way to get what I want type attitude is so
Right.
common.
And it does
Yeah.
work with a lot of agents. Agents are they want to get their
Yeah.
listings sold. They want to meet someone and close a transaction. So they're like, oh, I guess yeah, I won't go to my kid's ballet recital, and I'll drop everything I'm doing to meet you there in an hour, cold. Not a good idea.
Oh,
Plus, you feel
tons of people do that.
you lose your value when you do that. If you become resentful, and that's when people get sort of jaded about the real estate industry. But it's their own fault for letting themselves get yanked around from here to there. You want to have control over things. So if you make a decision to do it, be aware. Hey, it may turn nothing something. It may not. Ideally, if you can get something else done at the same time, that's great. Maybe it's an opportunity to knock on a few doors of neighbors as well, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's even better for security, right? Someone
Yeah.
else that sees where you are.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Totally.
it's a good topic, though. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I know everybody is gonna go through it at some point. So
And people have very different opinions, for sure. Some
yeah.
people are almost no matter what, they'll meet people there. Actually, I used to work with this agent, and she said, well, I always meet people there because it's worked, meaning she actually did close transactions where it came from that. My point to her was, well, just because something worked once doesn't mean it's the best thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because I would see her driving all over, meet people randomly, and very few turned into something. So, um, yeah, you want people, and you want people to follow a little bit of direction. Like even if they say, "Oh, I can meet you there. Can we meet you there in an hour?" I really can't. I remember this one. This was just a couple months ago on a listing. They said, "Oh, we got to get in." I'm like, "I'm not available." "Oh, you're not. So can someone else get you in?" Like their urgency, and you kind of feel that pressure on the phone with them. And
Yeah.
I
They're
say, "Well,
making their urgency your urgency,
yeah,
your responsibility.
yeah," and their lack of planning is not my problem. That they're in
Yeah.
emergency right now. So anyway, great topic. I like it, Arvin. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
well, for anybody that's watching this that may handle it a little differently than what we described, or they have a way of doing it that works for them, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. And yeah, like all our videos and subscribe and hit these notification bells because we come out with videos a couple times a week to help you guys all out.
Absolutely. Have a successful day. Ciao.